All right. I don't normally do a lot of video guides, but I'm going to do a few for TexTools 3.0 because I feel like some of the features are more complicated and best explained in video format. To start with, we're going to be looking at some of the live editing features in TexTools 3.0. Now, to begin with, you can see that I am on the real live Final Fantasy 14 servers. There's somebody idling over there. There's someone running around. You'll see more people throughout the video. And I have Penumbra open with a single mod installed that just alters this Makote skirt. It just changes it to this green and yellow color. You can see that's the only file in the mod. Now if I go to TexTools and look at the Makote loincloth, you'll see it just looks normal because nothing's been changed in the base game files. There are no mods installed. That's normal. We want to, though, edit this altered skirt in TexTools, and we can do that now without altering the game files. We'll start by clicking this transaction status up here and attach to Penumbra. So we're going to go to ePenumbra, that's my personal Penumbra folder, yours is wherever you installed it, and select the mod in question. And as soon as I do that, you'll see it loads and sets up the mod as it is in game with this ugly yellow and green. And furthermore, if I go into Penumbra and I want to edit the mod further in real time, let's say instead of yellow and green, I wanted it to be purple and blue or whatever, just this ugly color like this, I can do that. I can save the file, go ahead and close that window, and you can see in TexTools it's also reflected. And I can go the same way, or the opposite direction too. I can open up the color set editor in TexTools. Don't mind this being huge because this is set up for Dawn Trail. And go ahead and edit this instead to maybe a cyan. And you'll see nothing's changed immediately when I'm doing this because I need to hit Save to Penumbra first. TexTools now works in an editing kind of format similar to Photoshop where you need to hit Save. You can click the button down here or you can just press Control S. So I'll do that. You can see it immediately saves. It reloads my character in Penumbra. And now I'm showing, again, the edited file. And if I go back to Penumbra and look in the editor there, you can see it's also reflected that way. Now, this isn't just limited to files that are already in the mod or just to materials. I can also, for example, load an FPX file. So I have this edited skirt. I go ahead and load it, and it just widens the skirt. It looks quite hideous. And we can go ahead and hit save. And you'll see in real time, it's been updated. It now shows the real version in game. I can do the same thing with textures or any other files. So I have an altered texture here. And this is a TGA file or Targa file. You can use a PNG, you can use a DDS, whatever you want. But showing off TGAs here since they're new. Go ahead and you see it just blacks out some of the extra fluff. And again, when I hit save, immediately refreshed. And now that's gone. And you'll see if we go look at the Penumbra mod, the new files have been added, everything works fine. At this point, we could go ahead and close TexTools, and this mod will be kept as is. However, maybe we didn't like the results. Maybe we said, no, it didn't come out the way we wanted. We want to go back to how we were. We can do that. Open the transaction status menu again, and click Restore Mod Backup. Backup is automatically created when you begin attaching to the Penumbra mod. And you'll see here, go ahead and says you're going to lose all your work. Great. If you wanted to lose your work anyway, perfect. Close that, and you'll see Penumbra has been restored to exactly how it was. The Penumbra mod only shows again that original file. It's our original ugly yellow and green material. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. And if we look again, back in our mod list the whole time, nothing's changed in the game files. Nothing's been edited. This is attached to the real Final Fantasy 14 install. There's no secondary install happening. It all works great. We can also go ahead and do some new neat things, such as create a new mod called, in this case, we'll call it test mod mod pack. And I'm going to go ahead and set this, set to some number. And I can do some neat things here where I can, again, attach to this mod that I've just created. I'm going to, again, go back to my Penumbra install, test mod pack, go ahead and just select that folder, and you'll see there's no files in here immediately. But once again, we could immediately, starting from that blank mod pack, start building whatever we wanted. Maybe we wanted to go ahead and start altering that normal. And so again, I've loaded in the new normal, I'll hit save, and that's been refreshed. We can also do some neat things from this point. Maybe I wanted to go ahead and create a mod pack out of this. I can create a mod pack out of the new file, right? So this is our, skirt normal. And you can go ahead and export this, and you can export it as a PMP or TTMP2 or whatever you want. So we just go ahead and save that. We can also, furthermore, we can import an existing mod pack in. So let's say I have this hair that's here. This is works for Mikote as well. Perfect. We'll go ahead and install that. I have to, stop my random debug line on my installer. But again, if we go here and look at this, we've installed all these. So if I go to Glamour and I click on this character, and I go ahead and set that hairstyle 108, you can see that this is the hairstyle that I just installed in TexTools. This Word of the Mother ancient TTMP1 file. And if I go ahead, I'm just going to cancel this transaction. This just closes, it just stops what I'm doing right now. I go ahead and close TexTools, refresh my character, that's still there, right? It didn't change my base game files, but this is now, that mod pack I installed is now part of this Penumbra mod that I just created. As is this skirt modification, right? This isn't part of this other one. That one just changes the color. This one changes the normal map, right? And if I turn it off, you can see, boom, right back to the base. And so this kind of shows off just a limited subset of the things that you can do with these Penumbra attached features. And this is just kind of scratching the surface of what you can do. But hopefully this should allow you to create mods and test mods in real time in a much more direct and involved way. But that will cover this first video. There'll probably be more in the future because there's even more, neat new features such as the TexTools project feature. But for now, this should cover at least a basic to get you started on how to work with TexTools in, a live editing situation using Penumbra.